Welcome to episode 1 of the Don't Quit podcast by TyypoPrints. I'm your host, Nick Mann. This episode is how to finally stop procrastinating. Did you know there's an enemy in every workplace? The enemy that causes procrastination, gets us off track, miss deadlines, and grow our never-ending to-do list. This enemy, also known as distractions and interruptions, we face every day at work. Things don't need to be like this. Truth is, you can do certain things to change this. Things that will give you a superior level of focus, and in this way, have better work. Apply these tips, whether you are working in a home office or a desk area, and perceive how they influence your work execution. There are 2 types of distractions. Interruptions come in many types, and I like to separate them into 2 classes. Inside, which is what happens inside your mind when you work, and outside, what other people and communication tools. Let's first look at inside diversions. In the first situation, concentration on your work has been disturbed by one means or another. Regardless of how hard you attempt to focus, your brain just begins wandering. In this situation, I have 2 incredible tips to share. Power naps. To start with, if your failure to center originates from being drained and you can take a power nap, then do such. As it were, get rest for a full 20 minutes in a dull room under a blanket. Wake up and afterward and feel back to work as usual. Many well-known productive people such as Ben Franklin and Steve Jobs love to take power naps. Their fixation and productivity has improved after a steady snooze. Let's take a look at the diversion list. In the event that your mind is loaded with ideas and thoughts and they won't give up until you have taken care of them, there is a straightforward approach to handle this circumstance. This straightforward thinking is known as a diversion list. It's only a bit of a paper that sits on your desktop. When another thought or idea pops into your head, you record this on the paper. And when the day is over, look over them again. What's similar, what's not, and what can you do to stop this? Outside diversions, in that situation, the cause of the diversion is somewhere else, as brought about by other individuals or by the specialized apparatus you have. In this setting, the potential arrangements could be as part of the following: asking others, changing your area, sending the right signal, be self-centered, and use the right communication tools. How about we experience these thoughts in more detail? By asking others to be quiet. A main solution is to ask around you to calm down. Shouting is surely powerful, yet has negative results, especially if you want to work with your partners in the future. So as opposed to shouting, take a deep breath and talk nicely when you need alone time, so you are not cutting off or harming ties with other individuals in the workplace. If you work at home and the people causing the diversions are your relatives, this same procedure can work as well. Another approach to relieve this issue is to define clear limits by expressing when you work and at what times you would prefer not to be disturbed. A family calendar is additionally an awesome tool for alerting other relatives about what is going on, particularly in the event that it's stayed up regularly. A perfect place for the schedule is on the kitchen wall because it demonstrates things and others ought to know about. Changing your area. There are times when asking won't have the desired effect, and that is the point at which you should do something else. For this situation, changing area could remove the diversion successfully. If you work in a desk area, changing to a home office for whatever is left of your day could offer you some assistance with improving your efficiency level. If this isn't possible, take time to book a meeting to concentrate on your tasks. Another choice is to work in a coffee house or in a library. Although you may experience noise in those spots as well, particularly in a cafe, it can in fact offer you to concentrate some focus on your work. Possibly that you choose to leave your home office or workspace for the other environment, ensure that you likewise pick the right sort of errands for these spots. Discussing classified matters or taking care of touchy papers in an open domain as in a cafe is not a suitable thing to do. Additionally, make a point to concentrate with your other relatives or partners where you are working on the possibility that it's not in your regular workplace. On to sending the right signal. Now, we already covered communicating with other people to improve your focus. There are two different approaches to do this, and they help particularly in situations when somebody just haphazardly pops into your workplace and begins a discussion with you, even when you're in the middle of a task. First, send a sign that tells the person that you are working. This can be sent by putting a "Don't Disturb" sign on your workplace, which conveys that you are occupied at this time. On the possibility that you have a dedicated work room, either at work or at home, a "Shut the door" is additionally a sign to tell other people your availability. Next, you may also consider purchasing a noise-canceling headphones to calm the surrounding environment down. Also, you should listen to music or even a podcast, such as this, that have other amazing advantages. They communicate something specific that you need to concentrate on your work. Most developers say listening to music while working reduces stress and builds focus, even at those times when they are simply sitting with earphones on, without listening to anything. Individuals thought they were working and allowed them to sit unbothered, so you may attempt this trap to your office as well to perceive how well it works. Another way is to be self-centered. We have the two-letter word that can greatly improve your work. Despite the fact the word is straightforward, it's not the most effortless one to say. This word is no. Once in a while, you simply need to turn a solicitation down, yet the way you do it has all the effect. So instead of being impolite towards the other individual, say no a decent way. Also make a point why you don't have the time to satisfy that demand at the moment. Clearly, you will need to assist the solicitation well first before saying no. Case in point, that somebody requests your assistance in a crisis, your employment is to offer assistance. In any case, the possibility that it's a collaborator, why should attempting motivation you do to do his work? Then saying no is legitimized. Another is to use the right communication tools. The common advice is to quiet your telephone, quit your email, and close your moment delivery person when working. This idea is great, yet here's a chance to add some different tips to add into it. First, schedule times for your phone and email. If possible, attempt to prepare every one of the messages at once. What's more is the same guidance can be connected to your social media as well. At that point, rather than simply quieting your phone, flip it face down. Don't think about your phone, yet the cell phone is an awesome attention grabber, even when it's quiet. The truth of the matter is that each time there's an approaching call or message, the screen will catch your attention, making it hard to ignore the call or message. You can likewise put a permanent vacation responder on your email, telling everybody that you are occupied when answering your email. This sets the right desire, and other individuals won't anticipate what you will answer to your messages soon. Finally, there is nothing preventing you from beginning to treat your inbox like a normal post box. At the end of the day, instead of continually checking your email, decide 2 or 3 times in each day when you check your inbox. This is precisely what you do with your normal letterbox as well. You may get a morning paper and another arrangement of mail towards the evening. Once in a while, you may also get some night mail as well. Since you know the time the mail lands, there is no compelling reason to continually check your post box for new letters. And it all comes down to, as should be obvious, distractions come in a number of ways, and it's essential to handle it. However, as much as can be expected with a specific end goal to keep your efficiency levels up, hopefully these tips will help you focus better on your work and your days become more fulfilling. Thank you for listening to this episode. I'm Nick Mann, and you just listened to the Don't Quit podcast by TyypoPrints. If you'd like to contact me, send me an email at nick@TyypoPrints.com. That is TYYPO Prints. Also, I encourage you to rate the show on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and share with your friends. TyypoPrints makes dreamers into doers, and we got a wonderful collection of motivational prints to inspire you in your home or office. They start at $14.99 and were all made by me. In case you're wondering, we also have Alkalite metal frames that are shatterproof. For this special episode, use coupon code PODCAST at the checkout to get 10% off at TyypoPrints.com to get motivated today.